Hello and welcome back. Here we are again. We are on the play against and I forgot his name already, and I can't read it because Wizards, you need to make this color change. Yeah, we're against somebody who looks like a vampire up there. Thankfully, it's not a Twilight vampire. And this hand, I think we're going to keep. We can cast all our spells. We have ways to interact in just about every way, and we can get spell snared a ton. Oh, almost hit the mulligan yes button. Um, If he does not play a blue land, we will probably... nah, no point in fetching. Now there's a point in fetching. Alright, he's preordaining. So I am going to go get Bayou and Thoughtseize him. Decks that play preordain are typically combo-based decks. I like it in like Bant and stuff, but I got chewed out by a bunch of people in my local area, and that was kind of that. Diamond, ooh, kind of changes the idea of things. Although, I mean, if he's playing basic island, chances are he's sneak show, and this hand does not really deal with that very well, so let's give it a shot. Counter spell. Probably should have played this before the land just to try and lure a daze. I mean, there's nothing like it. And by nothing like it, I mean there's nothing like dazing your opponent or getting dazed by your opponent when you really want them to use the daze just to set themselves back. I am going to go ahead with... I have to get the Forester Plains, that way I can play the Pride Mage. I'm going to go ahead and get the Plains, and I'm going to actually run out Bob. And I know that this is weird. I know that a lot of people are probably thinking, oh my god, why would you risk Bob right now? Why not bait with the Mystic? And the thing is, I want him to counterspell this. Oh, there went my daze. It puts him back on a mana. It gives... I've still got my colors. Unless he's going to repeal this, I should be okay. Here we go. All day long I'm going to be talking about repeal, if you're wondering. Yes, repeal, repeal, repeal. Let's go ahead and try and bait the Stifle. If he dazes this, I'm going to go ahead and let that get countered. Alright, so he's brainstorming. Still could have waited. Still should have waited. That was definitely wrong. But now we have at least our colors. If we can get him to force this, let's see, down to 6. Force would put him at 4. There we go. Force got rid of a brainstorm, and now we can do what we wanted to do. So we've played Force him Force, and I was dead on. It is Sneak Show. Let's go ahead and get all this stuff back into his deck. And yeah, next turn we got a Pride Mage. He's got tons of lands. I forgot to look what lands he's got. Let's pull this back. So Volk, Island, Volk, and Shuffle Effect Tarn. So he's got Volk, Island, Tarn in hand right now. And that's what we know. Volk, Island, Tarn. Alright. And that's Liliana, who we are definitely going to run this out there. Any land that he plays at this point is now dead, essentially. It's one less card in hand, and his deck needs 2 cards in order to be able to operate, especially once next turn comes up and I play this Pride Mage. Liliana will not be ultimating here unless he finds a way to play Sneak Attack. So that's just something. So now his hand size is reduced to 1. He's got to have Show and Tell. Gristlebrand, I think, is what he needs at this point. Yeah, that's not doing it, guy. He's going to be so upset when he sees this. Go get your sneak attacks. Go get your sneakers. You can keep your sneakers. I know, creepy voices for the win. Yeah, every land essentially that you play with your opponent having a Liliana is you reducing your maximum hand size on their turn by 1. Doesn't work so well against counter spells. I almost said combo decks. against counter spells for the simple fact that, hey, sometimes things happen and you just get stuck in a situation that you're, well, how to put it? What was I saying? Combo decks, combo decks, combo decks, combo. Yep, there's the sneak attacks. You're gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be so happy. We're gonna get our opponent to scoop next turn. It doesn't work so well to keep playing lands into Liliana. Yay! And we discard nothing. So our opponent, who thinks that he's going to be able to play sneak attack and be gloriously happy, just learned that he's going to be biting it. Now needs a show and tell. Well, he can still keep the sneak attack. Oh, there goes Progenitus. Yeah, that's too bad. So he still needed a land. Progenitus is back in the deck. Needs a land in order to play the sneak attack, and then needs a creature. This game is almost entirely out of his reach. There's a wasteland. That should be it. Please scoop at this point. You can't win. Could have held that and made him sacrifice, choosing between some combination of Volcanic Island and Island, but we'd still be in the same situation. It's 3 permanents. He gets to choose and keep 2 of them, and I get to get rid of 1 of them. So that's what that is looking like. He's still got the sneak attack in it. Man, he is gung-ho about that. You need a 2 land in order to do it. I'm just going to keep making you discard. And this is actually what typically happens in this matchup, ironically. I think I've got it one more time on camera that got uploaded. I don't know if I recorded that and uploaded it, or if it didn't get recorded, or if it got recorded and then it scrapped itself. Sometimes I hate the rendering process. But typically, and I tend to keep screenshots of situations like this where it's just like, yeah, you're completely boned and there was nothing you could do. Kind of a douchey move, I know, but hey, so be it. If he wants to go ahead and counter this, that's fine. He goes down to 0 cards in hand. Otherwise, boom, there's the Goyf. You can discard your Emrakul at any point in time here. Life's going to be hard. Got rid of the intuition that he couldn't cast. Next turn we hit for 8. And the reason we got the Goyf over anything else is just because it's big. There was no ulterior motive or anything else in there. It was just something big that could end the game faster because our opponent hasn't realized that he's lost already. With how much crap talking I'm doing, and I would actually swear, but I don't feel like doing that on a YouTube video right now. And that's kind of awkward considering I've done it in the past. He's probably going to 2-0 me after this and just completely steamroll me, but I could care less. This is typically how the games go. And in Paper Magic, this is always how the games go, with one exception. It's kind of like the Reanimator matchup. I have 0 losses in real life and a $20 bill for the first person. He has to find lands, he has to find show and tells and sneak attacks, and sorry, show and tells, and he has a sneak attack, and he needs a creature. Yay, he'll be able to play one of them. Bad news for him, he just discarded it. And look at, there's the Knight of the Reliquary. Are we done yet? I mean, at what point do you realize that, hey, look, you're dead? I could ultimate Liliana and split the piles up, but there's no point. It would be Volk and then these. But we'll see if he plays another land at any point in time. Is that the, oh no, the other sneak attack. So I was like, is that the first enchantment? And yeah. There we go. Alright, what were we getting, Bob? Right. Alright, so we just nutsed our sneak attack opponent. He's probably very upset. Is anything over there? I'm going to have to open that up now. Thalia, not so great. We do want this. We want this. Even though he's a blue-based deck, he only needs 1 land to operate. But we do actually want these. His deck operates in a way that those become helpful. We do not want the swords. We do not want the Jit. I kind of want those Thalias, but they're only good to a certain point. That being said, they're better than Stoneforge Mystics into Batterskulls, so we'll do that. Like, I'm not going to get rid of all of the Stoneforge Mystics or all of the equipment just because that's 5 pieces of things, and I already have 5 things that I definitely want out. The equipment that deals with creatures and the 4 creature removal spells, because they don't have any creatures outside of the big ones, and if they get the Gristlebrand in play, it's probably a bad situation for me anyway, whereas like a Duress is more helpful against them. So yeah. And this at least means that this Stoneforge Mystic at least has some point other than being a stupid squire. So let's go ahead and get this ball rolling and see what we got. We are on the draw, and we have an interesting situation. He kept his 7. What I'm looking at here is we have potential for first turn Bob, but it's a choice between, do we want to go first turn Bob or possible second turn Liliana? And I think first turn Bob is probably a little bit stronger. Unless we draw another land, in which case I'm going to wasteland the crap out of this. Unless he has it on the first turn, in which case I'm just going to cry like a little girl. Lots of crying today. I'm trying to think of what movie I've been watching. I haven't really watched anything, so... Alright, so we drew another diamond. I'm actually just going to wasteland him, and I'll pass the turn from there. I mean, it's a crappy situation that we're in, but that's the situation that we're in. We would have liked another land, but we didn't get it. So, and I didn't play the Bojuka Bog, or I didn't play the diamond pitching the Bojuka Bog because... Yep, he was going to try and play sneak attack next turn. Dirty, rotten scoundrel. He can show and tell this turn, but I'm pretty sure he could have done that last turn. Our hand is not very good now that I really think about it. Probably should have mulliganed it, but, I mean, had he not let off like that, like if he had even kept the pedal back, I probably would have gone for the Bob and he could have landed the sneak attack. I'd have gone for the pulse if I got the land. We're still hoping to draw land. If we didn't get one here, we wouldn't have been able to pulse anyway, so we're in this situation now. Good news is, this is his only colored source, it appears, and he's thinking mighty hard, so yeah, we're still connected. This trick, they say, doesn't work, but for some strange reason it does really, really well. What was his name? I would say Gargamel, but that's not Gargamel. Needle? Yeah, that's going to stop Liliana, probably. Is that what he was thinking about? I mean, I'm fine with that. Name Mox Diamond, please. Don't even think about it. Wasteland, okay. And a second Needle. So he's got 3 cards in hand. This one should name Caracas or Liliana. If it names Liliana, it's kind of sucky for us. Chances are he has Emrakul in hand. Yeah, Liliana, there we go. And we want to land. That's a Thoughtseize. You know, I will take a Thoughtseize. And boom. As long as you don't have a repeal, I'm okay. Well, we're going to get rid of the demon. And he's playing Propaganda. That's an interesting time. So we would have missed the pulse anyway. He's got Intuition, Propaganda, blank in hand. Still only one colored source at this point, so if we do draw a whatchamacallit, we are getting rid of the stupid demon because there's no point in letting him combo us out. Any pedal into Emrakul would mean that if he show and tell or if he sneak attacks, he can just pedal Emrakul, kill. So that's more than I want to have to deal with. And he's okay doing that. Deal. Green Sun Zenith, yay, that is a creature. That is a land creature. So next turn we get to Bob. Bob will eventually get us another land, in which case we can lock him out. We can pulse this or those. Yeah. This is the worst matchup ever. We are doing so terribly bad. Let's see if I can get out of this at all. There he goes. So what are you doing? What are you doing? All that we know that's in his hand is the intuition. There's the intuition. Flipping land wasteland would be awesome. It would knock him back to one land. He's thinning his deck, so his land draws are going to get a little bit better. Any other form of discard would be pretty strong, because he's going to get either show and tell or sneak attack. Probably show and tell. In which case, you know, hey, if we do hit the land, we're pulsing, and then the next turn we're going to try and play Liliana, because either way we do it, Liliana's dead, and we could at least get access to stuff. He's at least killing himself, so he's going for 3 Gristlebrands. So we have a ton of live draws at this point. I will give him the Gristlebrand, which may or may not be the right call. Don't have a choice. By the way, if you don't know, this card's an instant. Show me tuna salad. Alright, not exactly thrilled and happy about that, but so be it. Sometimes these are just the options that we're given. So I'm going to go ahead and get Scrubland, and we're going to pulse these out. So if he's got a show and tell, Gristlebrand is in play, and we're gonna put in Bob. Like, we have answers to a Gristlebrand, and we can start forcing him to cast his spells. So what we need him to not have is another land, sneak attack, and show and tell, because that could get pretty awkward. The reason we're putting the other Bob in is even though we'll be on a clock. Oh, he's got it. Not dead yet. Oh, there's a sneak attack. Wait, wait, wait. Are you not? Oh, God. So he's got Gristlebrand in hand. We're drawing 3 cards. Alright, how mad do we want to make him? We're going to do this and this. Play that. Do this. 1, 2, 3. That'll play around Spell Pierce Days and pretty much anything else that he's got. I'm going to put that down and do this. Next turn it's Liliana time. Liliana Batterskull. Still can't swing. So the most that we can take next turn is 6. So 6, 6, and 4 would kill us. But we're going to start gaining back life shortly. So here's intuitions. Don't even care anymore. This game is over again. He just doesn't know it yet. Hey, you can have a sneak attack. I'll give it to you. I guess he could rip Emrakul and take the game that way. Green Sun Zenith. Yep, never mind. So we're going to cast this at the Gristlebrands. Get rid of those. They're gone. It's gone. And then I'm going to play Liliana. Yeah, the other ones, okay, so if you don't know, this card doesn't actually pull cards out of anywhere. You have to actually select them in Magic Online. And I don't care about the ones in his yard. Let's make sure of that. I don't want to see any type of reanimation spells. So he's got his own surgicals. Yeah, whatever. He's got his Emrakuls. He's got everything else. He's got Volcanic Fallout. That's something to pay attention to. But, I mean, if he Fallouts, I lose Bob, and I just kind of chuckle. So, yeah, I'm going to leave those there, just because if he does reshuffle his graveyard into his library, they'll be dead cards again. I could have gone for the sneak attack and then made him discard that, but I'd rather have him... Well, that was probably the correct choice. So, error on my part. Forgive me. We're going to go ahead and just throw the sneak attack into the graveyard anyway. Yeah, I should have RFG'd those. Then it means that there are the show and tells, and that's it. So each player discard a card. I have dead cards. Feel like I'm Pugsley on the Addams Family. I am a turkey. Kill me. I can also Green Sun for 2 and get Scavenging Ooze to eat those if need be. So yeah, his out right now is Bob, and that's not gonna be something that happens. Because if he plays a land, I'm just going to edict myself and sacrifice a Bob. That'll mean that the Stoneforge will or the Batterskull will always gain more life. Yeah, so he played a land. We're going to edict me. The max I can take off of any Bob is 3, so here's 3. Oh, only 2. Here's 3. A 0. Okay, so yeah, even better. Target player sacrifices a creature, target me. I'm doing this now because I have the opportunity, and 2, because this stunts the damage right here, right now. Excuse me. All of his serious threats are in the yard. This should warrant a concession shortly. We'll find out. And you know what? I'm not going to do that just in case you have some random thing that happens. Alright. Next turn we will Green Sun for the Pride Mage and shoot that. And I will discard this Bayou. So, and that will be lethal. I don't even need to discard the Bayou. He played another land. We draw another Surgical Extraction. I'm not gonna douchey this thing. We're just gonna kill him. Get rid of that. And that's the game. Alright. And there we go. That's the Sneak Show matchup. Yeah. I'm going to do one more, and then that'll be it for today, and try and get these uploaded here in the next 24 hours or so. Hope everybody's having fun, and we will be back in just a